And so if we look at what we've just done in 3 minutes, that's the beautiful things about silhouettes, about forms, about shapes. That's the beauty of the body, really. So what we want is we want a little bit of that. Let me take another color. So where the chest is going out, a little bit of ribcage going out. I'm exaggerating, but I'm showing you the kind of the lines. Go inwards for the abdomen. It's a very good when everything is lit. It's a very beautiful play of you can call it planes, but to me it's a play of form, where more or less the belly button is. It goes out, and then this beautiful curve that goes in. And you can think about it, it's almost like it goes in the middle of the, if we put it like that in the side view, somewhere in the middle of the body, right? It just like with the rib cage, we visualize that it's turning into the spine somewhere. So to make this groove, we just need to visualize that it goes somewhere in the middle, somewhere like that. Here, this is what I like to exaggerate a little bit, just kind of go out, but not the bone, but just the general kind of shape in the back. Then there's beautiful groove in, and then we have nice looking butt like that, and goes lower than where this point might be. So if we do that kind of analysis, you can see that we don't have anything in here. We just have one continuous shape like that, something happening in here, I'm not sure. You do have a little bit of ribcage, and I've made it bigger, but I think we can just exaggerate it a bit closer to that. But this is where the beauty of shapes, I guess silhouettes, come into play. You start to modify this one so it goes out, a better transition in here from the side view. And then we need to make that groove. So I know that this is the point. This is somewhere roughly in the middle. So it needs to go kind of like that. And this is where his junk is going to be. But all of that needs to go in. And as I do it, I need to affect everything that is connected to that point as well. And so just very, very quickly, and let me just finish it up, because the butt is a little bit too low. So continuing, excuse me, the upper part, it needs to go up, and this one also needs to go up. And so just by having those kind of markers, some of those points that I've shown, the play of lines, right? Not the play of anatomical structure, just remembering the kind of the flow of those elements, I can move my masses and create more pleasing shapes almost purely from the aesthetic point of view. So just eliminating some of that. I'm going to quickly do this because I want to show what the end result is with just a few brush strokes that I'm putting. And so remember, I also said that there's going to be a mass in here, which you do have, but we need to pronounce it a little bit more. And so if I'm going to do that, what we should have is a beautiful transition of things. Just make it a little bit sharper, the transition. So inwards, a little bit inwards. Maybe like that, but I'm going to go exaggerate this inwards a little bit more. And so if we look at what we've just done in 3 minutes, that's the beautiful things about silhouette, about forms, about shapes. That's the beauty of the body, really, that everything is, I don't know how to explain it. It's a language, and I cannot teach a language, unfortunately, but you need to just remember those things, right? Observe them. Again, it's a repetition, this observe, but it's about that. It's the same thing that I've just indicated to you on the scan data. And actually, let me put the scan data right next to this one so we can do that properly. Maybe like that. So the mass here, right, kind of beautiful shape as well. So not round, not saggy, but just a very, very kind of beautiful organic shape. A little bit of a rib cage, a little bit inwards, but from this angle it looks flat. It's fine because there's just, you know, muscle in here. But let's imagine that this goes a little bit inwards. A line goes out, very bottom. The line goes somewhere in here. Here's the junk, right? This is the situation in the back. In, but goes out. That's it. So in this case, this is pretty good. A bit tight in here, but he's not as as bulky as this guy. The transition in here a bit too much, so we have kind of stop, out, in, go this way. So for me it would be just a smoother transition like that, and then into the pecs, but fine. Here almost completely flat. It does go in, but then it's just a complete flat line. Doesn't really I don't really understand where it goes, right? I can see the junk, but what happens here is not clear. And then the butt is somewhere at the bottom. This is pretty good, but it's still a little bit flat, almost like you have in the front. This is good. This is my modification, so I move this out quite a bit as well, but you can make this one maybe even rounder. Then you can exaggerate the trapezius a little bit more so we can see the transition, and definitely make the neck thicker, because at the moment it's very, very thin, extremely thin, I would say. And this is the simple fixes based on what we see here, just purely on that, right? What I'm doing here. I don't care about the musculature. I'm just looking on this dark gray color, and I'm just working with the line. So I haven't touched this section, so it's the way it is. But then it goes out, goes in a little bit. We can even see there's some musculature in here. Goes out, belly button goes in. This probably needs to be a little bit higher, because at the moment it's just quite low, so it can be somewhere in here probably. But curve goes in, his junk. You can almost well, you cannot really connect it, not really, but if you want you can. So do it this way. Bottom, butt bigger, not kind of somewhere low, but a little bit higher. Just shape in general, just a little bit more kind of predictable, just rounder in general. Goes in, out, and the same thing happening here. But you know, if we counted the amount of things to address in here, is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So it just literally with move brush, well, not just with move brush, but you know, standard brush or something like that from the side view, But if we look at this one and this one, the difference is gigantic, right? This is more not even human-like thing, right? It's not a human-like sculpture. It's just a more pleasing, more beautiful, more organic in nature. So those kind of things, those kind of flow of lines, it's something to just simply remember. It doesn't. It correlates, of course, with the musculature, but not really, because it correlates to the silhouette. Everything here is about silhouette. I'm looking just at those elements, right? And this structure in here, you can, the more you do it, the more you look maybe at this kind of work, you can almost start to rotate it, and you will see the same structure that we did with the fixing, quote unquote fixing, right? So there would be the pecs somewhere in here, and this rib cage is probably going to go out a little bit, go in like that, and then when there is the belly button, goes in, belly button goes out, and this is where kind of tucks into that area, right? So to paint that, you need to be able to see everything in 3D in some sense, right? So it's for us, it's helpful to look at this kind of work, I think, personally.